From volatility comes victory. Market screaming, headlines full of doubt. I zoom out, that's how kings are mapped out. Short-term noise can't shake my core. I've seen 3 cycles, I've survived the war. They want signals, I want strategy. They want fast, I want mastery. Charts don't lie, emotions do. That's why most fall and a few break through.
Stand your ground through the crash, through the sound. Crown don't drop when the price goes down. Bitcoin wears it world renowned. Hold, don't fold, stand your ground through the crash, through the sound. Crown don't drop when the price goes down. Bitcoin wears it world renowned. Bitcoin wears it world renowned. Bitcoin wears it world renowned.
Pressure creates precision.
Hold on, fold, stand your ground through the crash, through the sound. Crown don't drop when the price goes down. Bitcoin wears it world renowned. Hold on, fold, stand your ground through the crash, through the sound. Crown don't drop when the price goes down. Bitcoin wears it world renowned.
Bear market forge, pressure test separates noise from the best of the best. Paper hands exit, stories get thin. Builders stay, that's where kings begin. No hype trades, no hero calls. Just structured plays and protocol walls. Stack the edge, repeat the plan. That's how empires expand. Time and market beats the chase. Patience always wins the race. While they sprint, I architect. Slow precision earns respect. Zoom out, see the frame. Every cycle, same old game. Fear and greed, repeat the song. Only the disagreeing last long.
Whispers turn to future shock. Doubt turns into afterstock. History favors those who stay when others choose to run away. Through the night, through the red, through the voices in your head. Stand your line, don't let go. Storms will pass, kings will grow.
No shortcuts carved in clouds of fire. Only structure lifts you higher. Every scar becomes a guide. Every drawdown builds inside. Legacy trades, not lucky hits. Process built in layer bits. When the next wave hits the sky, prepared minds are first to fly.
Hold, fold, stand your ground through the crash, through the sound. Crown don't drop when the price goes down. Bitcoin wears it world renowned. Hold, stay cold, read the flow. Fear gets
Alright.
loud, winners grow. When the chaos tries to take your throne, kings get built when the train.
Legends, it is Friday, and as per the title of this live stream, we know what happens on Fridays. Okay, usually it's known for those little volatility that we like to trade as traders. The question is, are we going to get momentum to the upside today, or is it going to be momentum to the downside? Right, legends, let me put the music here ever so slightly in the background. Let me switch my chart on over here. Let's do this. There we go. Welcome to the live stream. Remember to smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. Sometimes you just forget. Okay, it's going to be, there might even be, guys, depending on what happens here on the, dare I say, because guys, this is for experienced traders only. Dare I say, there could be a trading opportunity here on the 1 minute time frame. I've already posted it inside of the community. They know exactly what they need to look for, but disclaimer, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, you do you at the end of the day. You in charge of your own risk management, your own trades, your own stop loss. Okay, and I'm just showing you what I do and how I approach the markets. And this is for education purposes only. So while price is doing what it's doing over there, I don't think we're going to get volatility right now. Okay, I think it's coming. It's coming. There's a big move coming. And the question is it going to be to the up or to the downside? But the most important thing, are you ready? Because I am. I am ready for the big move. Okay. I am not sure. I am still in this trade. I got stopped out, I believe. Yes, I got stopped out of this trade that I shared yesterday here on BTCC. I got stopped out here. But I'm in again. Because price did something very interesting here at the bottom. I was just like, ooh, I need to take advantage of that. And I will explain why we got into that trade. Or why I got into that trade. Let me rephrase. Okay. I'm still in my long and my short here on Bluffin. I've taken more profits from my short because I know that there's an insane bullish case scenario here to the upside. So I just want to take a little bit more profits if I do get stopped out over here. And then I'll just benefit for more profits here from the longing position that I am in at the moment. So you can see that I'm already positioned. But there is a short, a very interesting short that I'm waiting for. Another short that I want to take here on BTCC just to hedge against this long. I'm not too concerned about the Bluffin, okay, because I'm already in a short. I'm already managing, I'm happy. I'm in a long, I'm in a short. Depending on which way it goes, it doesn't matter. Even if I get stopped out of both of these positions, okay, I will still have profits. I'm happy with this trade. But when I'm in a long, or when I'm only in a short, I like to hedge. I like to hedge, okay. I've already taken profits from this trade. My fees are covered, already some profits in the bag. So if it wants to continue, more profits. But there's a short that I want to discuss in this live stream. So make sure that you smash up that like button on your way in. And let's get the party on the road where we do pure technical analysis. Guys, and remember, I always say, I said this in the community. I showed this in the community. And I know there's a lot of community people in here at the moment as well. And I'll say hi to the beautiful people in a moment, like Andy likes to say. I'll say hi to the beautiful community. Because, guys, for those of you that are here, you are diehard, okay? You are diehard traders. But if you want access to the community, I have pinned the link here in the chat section. Just DM me the word access if you want access to our community, and I'll give you instructions on how to get inside. Okay, it's that simple. Because that is where myself and Andy spent most of our time. This is yesterday after the way after the live stream. Okay, this is where I got stopped out. Where's the delete button over here? There we go. Okay, this is where I got stopped out, and inside of the community, everyone knows why I re-entered over here. From an education perspective, and I specifically use the word why. Why did I enter over there? Not just, I'm going to play along, guys, and we're going to hope for the best. Right, guys, we're just having a little bit of fun over here. Okay, so I have to talk about the most bearish case scenario here. Well, yes, the most bearish case scenario that we do have here is, Andy also spoke about it yesterday, where we're forming an ABCDE, a triangle in a fourth wave. So let me just zoom out and explain the structure. Okay, so let's look at this structure over here. Right, a triangle, okay, like what's forming over here, because I can tell you now there's a lot of people watching this little triangle that is forming over here. Pattern, okay. Wow, it looks like a beautiful triangle. It's either going to break up or it's going to break down. Okay. And it is very valid from an Elliott wave perspective as well. So if you have your 1, your 2, your 3 here, highest amount of volume, you form your E wave over here, and you can go and dip down below to form your 5th wave. Okay, so let me make this bigger so everyone can see this clearly. Let's do this primary. Let's make this the primary scenario over here. Okay, so in a 1, 2, 3, highest amount of volume, tapped the 2.618, so we have to give it a higher probability that it is a 3rd wave. It is very common to form a triangle inside of a 4th wave, not inside of a 2nd wave. Okay. And this is why sometimes people see patterns and they get fake outs, because they're playing the pattern in the wrong structure. I need to do a live stream with everyone, okay, where I explain how every single trading pattern, head and shoulders, bull flags, triangles, how they exist inside of Elliott wave theory. If you did not know, every single trading pattern exists inside of Elliott wave theory. And if you know Elliott wave theory, you know which patterns to play where. Very interesting. Okay, head and shoulders is usually your 4-5s. Okay, it's when something's coming to an end. If you're playing a head and shoulder at a wave 1 and 2, it's going to fail. And this is why patterns always fail, because people see a pattern and they're playing it in the wrong structure. But now this pattern makes sense. It is in the right structure. When you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is a pattern in the right structure. If this happened over here, is not allowed. So I will not play a triangle. Okay, you can see it faked out. Oh, patterns don't work, they just fake out. Okay, I've heard that song many times before. Okay, bull flags, beautiful inside of a C wave and a third wave. That's where you get bull flags. If you're playing a bull flag in any other structure, then you're going to see, okay, you're going to bleed out cash. Head and shoulders, 4-5s, when a structure is coming to an end, that's where you form head and shoulders. So everyone knows, well, the people that do know me for long now already know that the pattern I hate the most is a head and shoulders, because people always place them in the wrong structure. Don't like head and shoulders. It's the pattern I hate the most. Okay, so the most bearish case scenario is you're forming an A, B, C, D, E. You do not want to claim this high. As soon as you claim that high, we go up. And then, you know, we're most likely going to start tapping these levels here, $75,000. Where I will still be looking for a short. Okay, but I will discuss that structure in a moment. So the most bearish case scenario that I see here at the moment is that we form a lower high and we fall down in a 5-wave structure. But I don't expect price to capitulate to the downside. Yes, it has to take the low. Highest probability is to take the low. But I don't expect this to happen over here. Because when you have, in the same structure, when you have a 1, 2, 3, this structure does the most damage. This is the structure that brought fear and greed to below 5 or to 5. Don't know if it hit 4. Okay, but you know, you guys know what I mean. So within the same structure, you don't expect this to break down like it did over here. You do get extended fifth waves, but they are rare. And extended fifth waves usually happen when you have a short third wave. Then it starts increasing the probabilities for an extended fifth wave. But to have an extended third wave that claimed the 2.618, which is already extended, and have an extended fifth wave. Guys, I'm not saying it can't happen. Anything can happen in this market. I am a probability trader. The probabilities of having a breakdown like we had over here is low. I can unfortunately never use the words guaranteed or this is definitely going to happen. No, I can't. I'm a probability trader, and all I can say is the probabilities, if this had to play out and we fall down and claim the low, I don't expect a capitulation to the downside. Okay, so this is the one scenario, and this is the most bearish case scenario that I see at the moment, is where price, just as a summary, forms a lower high and it falls down in a 5-wave structure. And when price starts chopping, that is a good sign. That is where I will look for a long. But price needs to slow down. So you guys can see it's my style of trading, and I think everyone that's in the community have now seen firsthand my style of trading. Okay, and it's not about signals, guys. It's about showing you how I trade so that you can make it part of your trading plan, or maybe just take pieces of it, because we're all different. We all have different styles. We all have different patient levels. We all have different emotions. We all have different account sizes. We all risk differently. We all have different position sizes. So you can't do exactly what I do. You're going to have to give it your own flavor. Andy's triangle scenario to take out 60K is juicy, Mr. Jaroon. Naughty boy. Mr. Jaroon, you are a naughty boy. I saw your comment yesterday. I had to delete it. Naughty, naughty. Anyways, I know you're just having fun. It's going at least take out 65. Yeah, yes. I mean, in this scenario, you want 65 to at least be claimed, okay, in the scenario. So definitely an interesting scenario. And the reason I'm talking about the scenario here on the higher time frame, because when I zoom into this structure, we need to go and identify where's the best level for a rejection. So if you are looking for the short to play this momentum to the downside, where's the best technical area for rejection? Okay, so we're going to get to that. Remember to smash up that like button, guys. That's your way to help us grow this channel, the YouTube algorithm. I see I don't have a lot of people yet in the morning streams. Okay, we still need to get used to it, but we're gonna get there. I'm gonna get there with your help. Okay, right. So most bearish case scenario. Right, but then there's also another case. So let's stick here on the higher time frame, because when I zoom into the smaller time frame, you'll know exactly which scenario I'm referring to. Okay, you know that I'm in a long. Okay, I'm in a long, but I'm looking for a head short, and I'm in a long and a short here on Bluffin as well. So depending on what price does, I will manage my trades and even look for new trading opportunities. So if we're now going to look for that lower high to form over here, the lower high to form over here, we're going to zoom in here and I'm going to show you which level I'm looking at. Okay, if price continues to the upside, well, for me, it's very simple. If price wants to continue to the upside, great. Okay, because then you're not looking at an A, B, C, D, E. Okay, because this is the beauty about patterns. Okay, this is the beauty about patterns. Let me just put this back over here. How many times have you seen a little bull flag or a bear flag and you get the fake out? Okay, it breaks out nicely, it rejects. People are like, people long here like crazy people. Okay, they long, oh, long, and it says, and they're like, oh, fake out, damn it. Fake out. This is why I'm positioned here. I don't want to worry about what's going to happen here. I want to take profits while everyone's looking for longs. Okay. So if you stick around on this channel, this is where you can learn how to catch the entry before everyone else. Okay. Right, guys, I will go through the comments after I'm done with the technical analysis here, and then I'll go through, I will try my best to go through everyone's comments and answer your questions. Okay. So what could happen here is the following. This is another scenario, okay? And I like to take the fib from number 2. You take your fib retracement from number 2 to number 3. Okay. Your fourth wave has a maximum target of the 0.5. It should not claim the 0.6. No bueno. Okay, like Andy likes to say. So if price wants to do a fake out here to the upside, okay, this is where I will be looking for a short. Swing failure from this level. Just to keep it simple. And yesterday I also went into a couple of more scenarios from a fib extension perspective where we can see the rejection. I'm not going to go through all of that again today. So just keeping it simple. If price is still going to fall in a fifth wave here to the downside, this is where you want to see the rejection. Okay, so shorting opportunity. If price pierces through and claims the 0.618, I will not be looking at this anymore. Just to keep it simple. Price can still reject, but then it opens up the door for a bounce and continuation. That's the difference. If price claims this level, then it opens up the door to say that, okay, a retracement looks interesting for a long. If price rejects here, the retracement does not look interesting for long. Do you guys see the difference? Okay, so based on what price does, I know what to do. Okay. Right. So those are basically the scenarios that I'm looking at over here at the moment. So I think the most interesting thing now is that let's look at this little structure. What could happen over here? Okay, so let's zoom in. I can take all of this out the way. Yeah, I suppose I can take this out the way as well. And now let's go on to, let's stick around here on the 1 hour for now. Let's zoom into this structure. Okay, so guys, we did not claim this low. Okay, we did not claim the low. Almost, but we didn't. This low went a little bit deep for the most bullish case scenario. Okay, the most bullish case scenario, like I put a short out this morning. If you guys haven't checked the short out yet on this channel, there's a short where I basically explain the most bullish case scenario. You're not looking for a fifth wave to the downside anymore. See the cookie. Yes, guys, yesterday in the community, you all know, that little cookie. Hey, we entered the long, I put the cookie, price moved up. That cookie's powerful, guys. I only use it when I have to. And yesterday was one of those have to moments where I had to use the cookie. Okay, we're getting a little bit of upwards momentum here. I want to see, because that could potentially be the short. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do a little bit of a U-turn over here. I'm just quickly going to look at the 1 minute time frame. And I just want to switch on my 1 minute stuff. Okay, because this is where I told everyone we could get a rejection inside of my red box. So, yep, inside of my red box, because what this could be is, it's either this, guys, and this is for advanced scalpers only, okay? This is for advanced scalpers only. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the correction was done. Okay, but let's put it simplistically. I'm looking for a rejection because this could already be a 1, a 2. And now it's forming multiple 1, 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this has the potential to continue here to the upside. And I know, guys, I'm messing around here on the 1 minute time frame, but I was looking for a short. Okay, and this short is basically a WXY. So just trying to show the people, well, how does the level trade? So, I'm looking for a rejection from this level. That's what I'm basically looking for, because this could be a W, X, and a Y here to the upside. Okay. Or let me just put it there. And then this could be your A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a place where price could reject, but there is a more bullish case scenario as well. So that's why I told the people in the community, this is for advanced traders only. If you don't know what you're doing here, okay, please don't attempt these trades here on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, remember what I said yesterday in my live stream, guys. Scalping 1 minute, 5 minute stuff, you need to know what you are doing, because I've seen people bleed out their accounts and lose their accounts here on the smaller time frames. Okay, 1.618. I need one more local high for short scalp. This is early. I'm watching it too. Yes. Oh, you're looking at the one. Let's see, guys. I mean, I'm here on the smaller time frames, but now, price is moving and I want to see what opportunities is presenting itself over here. The most bullish case scenario, okay, I know I've just made a U-turn here from the larger time frames into the smaller time frames. We could get still this. Okay. You could still get this from the most bullish case scenario. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You form a correction. You find support and you continue. Okay, and that is nested 1-2s that I have prepared over here. You basically want to see continuation, and I might have to update the scenario because I had a hunch it's forming another 1-2 over here. Okay, so maybe this moves up. Just move all of this up. Guys, please don't mind the levels where I'm just trying to show you the structure that could play out over here, the structure. Okay, so we're going to redo that. So what could happen over here is polyline. It could reject in a 3-wave structure and continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Okay. Guys, the numbers is just confusing. I'm just going to drag them here out the way. Okay, because it takes too long to update all of this. But basically what I'm looking at is just ignore this. Just ignore that. Okay, but I'm looking at a 1, 2, 1, 2. And now again, this could be a 1, 2. This is your invalidation. For nested 1, 2s, this is your invalidation. And then it goes in a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. This is the most bullish case scenario. And this is what I'm saying, guys. If you are attempting shorts, you need to know what you are doing because you're contending with two structures. There's a bearish case scenario where this is a WXY, okay, and it falls down. But there's also a bullish case scenario where you do not claim the low and you continue. So you need to know how to trade these structures, especially on the smaller time frames. I'm not interested in trading this because I'm already in my trades. I'm already positioned. Okay, I've got a trade, so I am interested in a short. Very interested in a short. And I think if it's going to reject, it needs to reject here somewhere now. Okay. Because also, what I realize, and I need to just put this back here. Let's put this in here. There we go. What I realize in a WXY, and I know Mr. Jonas must probably hear in the live stream as well, in this WXY, it would be nice for the Y to come to an end over here, but the maximum target that I would like to see over here is this. This is the maximum target for this bearish structure. WXY, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, this could also be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has the chance, guys. It has the chance to get here. Okay, keep an eye on these Fibonacci levels. But I specifically wanted to see the rejection here at the 1-to-1 extension. Volume is decreasing. Have the most amount of volume in this move. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Also, when you count this as a 1, 2, 3, you at least want the 1.618 to be claimed. And I know this is what someone, Mr. Scalpstronaut, maybe this is the level that you are waiting for. Okay. Because whether this is a 1, 2, 3, or whether this is an A, B, C, very interesting level to wait for a short as well. Okay, but now before we get into Elliott wave theory, because this gets very technical, let's take this all out the way. Let's go onto the 15-minute time frame and let's look at proper resistance and support. So what I like to do is switch on my levels. Okay, so and I want to get my point of control for this entire range. So let's keep it simple. There we go. Right, so technically, regardless of how you count the structure, the best level technically to short is this level. It has the highest amount of volume. Price has struggled to break through this level many times. Look at how it struggled over here. It tried to stay above and it lost it, and it retested it as resistance. It tried again. This is where we had that nice little short, okay, and it failed. Tried again, failed. Okay, so if it comes back here again, it could fail and break down. So that is the most interesting zone that I'm looking for short. So guys, sometimes it's not just about counting the structures correctly from an Elliott wave perspective, because it can still, this can still morph into many things. The WXY can shift. Maybe it builds a bigger triangle. Maybe there's more 1-2s that build up. You never know what that local structure is going to form. But when you align to say that, well, if it's multiple 1-2s here to the upside, it's going to smash this level. It needs to smash the level. If it's a corrective structure here to the upside, it's most probably going to fail and break down and claim the lows again, or get close to the low. So that's a trading opportunity. So the most interesting short that I'm looking at is the daily level and the point of control. And if price pierces through there, okay, like a hot knife through butter, it can flip it into support. It holds, it gets those wicks to the downside to make you believe that it's going to break down, but it holds the level. It builds more volume. It builds more volume here. It basically trades in this level, and that could be a sign of strength for continuation to the upside. Okay, but in that triangle scenario, the ABCDE, this is technically the best level for a rejection, where you form the A, the B, the C, the D, and maybe it's a three-way structure that it can even do that. Okay, or it just continues straight here to the upside. But this is the best area for me to look for a short on this trade. Okay, and guys, depending, and this is why, the community for me is so amazing, because depending on how price reacts in that level, I will either short or not short, and I will keep the community up to date. And if you guys want to be part of that community, link down in the description, DM me the word access, okay, to this link. You need to follow the instructions. Here's all the disclaimers, guys. If you want to read all about it, here's all the disclaimers. You can go and read it through it at your own time. Okay, but DM me the word access to get instructions on how to join our community. If you're not part of the community, you want to be part of the community. Okay, because that's where myself and Andy and the coaches keep people up to date. Right, now, so in that triangle scenario, this is a very interesting shorting zone, but I know that sometimes the market can front run, and this is why I was looking for a short in this zone. Because sometimes technically it looks like it is technically the best level, but when too many people are also, they have their eyes on a specific level, the market also likes to front run. Okay, and this is why I'm keeping an eye on those fib extensions from a WXY. Okay, because let's get back here on the 5-minute time frame. Now that I have my levels, I just want to see something here. So this could be an A, B, C, three-wave structure. That could be a W. Okay, and this is how I had it marked out. A, B. Okay, wait. A, B, C, W, A, B, C. That could be your X. And then you have an A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually looks better. So there's a chance that this could actually reject where it is right now. Okay, volume is decreasing. Sorry guys, I just need to I need to focus. Okay, so if this is the W, X, let's swing that back to the upside, put on the normal targets. Okay, and now just looking at this local structure here to the upside. Okay, A, B, C. C needs to be a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, and this could be 4, 5. Okay, so it could still chop here, but the longer it stays here, that could be a sign of weakness. Okay, and then it falls down. Now the question is, because you have to consider the bullish case scenario as well. So this could be a scalp, but it could be the rejection that falls back to the downside. So that's how you just do trade management. You take profits, you leave some open. Okay, like I've been doing on Bluffin and BTCC. Because the bearish case scenario is that your Y comes to an end over here, and you have an A, B, C inside of a Y wave. Price falls down. Most bullish case scenario is you're building another 1, 2 over here. 1, 2, it does not fall down, it finds support, and it continues. But if it's going to continue here, it's going to smash through this. And that's what I'm saying, guys, depending on how price gets here, will give me a shorting opportunity. Because in the most bullish case scenario, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's most probably going to pierce through that level like a hot knife through butter. Then I'm not interested in shorts. Then I just take profits from my longs. Okay, so the structure has some work to do over here, but I am expecting some volatility today. It's Friday. You all know it's Friday. Okay. But wow, we held on to this level. Yesterday, you know, the Cookie Monster did its job, guys. The Cookie Monster did our job. Not that we didn't get in with good risk management, but it's also very interesting that this 1.618 is also in confluence with the daily level and the point of control. So regardless of how you count the structure, if price gets here, I'm going to pay attention. Okay, high volume, point of control, 1.618, because this could also be, maybe this is an A, B, C, and it falls down. Okay, just depends on how you count the structure, but I mean, it's the confluence that matters most to me. Sometimes, guys, I don't have the time to go into the 1 minute time frame and go and count the structures. I used to do that, but I don't have to anymore. I can look at a structure like this and be like, yeah, I can see that there's an impulse forming there, but that could also be a correction. That's an interesting level. 1.618. You guys know, Mr. Sculptronaut, you know. Okay, you know as well as me that 1.618 is magical. Magical. I actually did a video just about the 1.618 and I showed everyone examples inside of Bitcoin and how often that level gets respected. It's absolutely insane how often that level gets respected. Okay, from a trend-based fib extension perspective. Right, so we have some confluence there. Very interesting, because that could also maybe be an A, B, C. Okay, it rejects at the 1.618 and it falls down. So in a nutshell, guys, technically that's the best shorting zone. What I'm trying to do over here is you need to be experienced. If you want to take trades where price is here at the moment, you need to be experienced. Okay. Technically, the best level is when you have confluence. You have the 1.618, the daily. You could keep it as simple as to say that, well, I'm going to play a swing failure if price gets here. Price dips above, grabs the liquidity, and it starts trading below. That is a sign of weakness. That is usually where I would enter a short, stop. Okay, price moves down, I protect. You guys know the drill by now. Okay, you know the drill by now. You know how I trade. And remember, this is not a signals group, guys. I'm not giving you trades. I'm educating you how I approach the markets. Just to put that disclaimer out there again. Right, guys. And these are basically the scenarios. The most bullish case scenario, okay, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about the most bullish case scenario. 1, 2. 1, 2. The invalidation is taking the low. It did not take the low. Yes, it tapped the 0.886 when you take a fib from the low to the high. This went very deep. And it's not what you want to see in a double 1-2, but it's not an invalidation. Okay, so technically, I can't give this scenario the highest probability, but it can play out. And then you see, and I need to zoom out for this one. After a 1, 2, 1, 2, you want to see a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. It needs to repeat this over here. Okay, so that is the most insane bullish case scenario. And this is why I'm positioned here. Because I know things can get crazy to the upside. It doesn't carry the highest probability, but it can. Okay. The scenario that actually looks the prettiest here at the moment, let's talk about the prettiest scenario that technically carries maybe the highest probability. So let me just take out all the levels, clean up the chart. Guys, and I will go through some comments after this. Okay, so let's take this out the way. This could be a W, A, B, C. Okay, this could be an X. And then that could be a Y. Now, technically, this looks great. Okay, take your trend-based fib extension, and I'll explain the structure in a moment. This is actually the structure that actually looks very good, which I would say technically carries the highest probability. But I will share with you now why I don't like it. But technically it looks the best. Okay, you have formed a three-wave structure in a W, a complex corrective structure in an X, and this could be your A, your B, which is allowed to go this deep. It is allowed to go that deep. Even if it claims the low, you could have an A, B flat, C to the upside. Okay, so that is allowed because just to show everyone, this is my concern from a bullish case perspective. When you take a fib from the low to the high, that is very deep for a wave 2. So if you want to label this a 1, 2, 1, 2, and you want to see an explosion to the upside, it is very deep. It's not a common second wave target. So it impacts the probabilities, but the invalidation is taking the low. So it's not invalidated. So I still have to consider it. I don't have a choice, technically. Okay, but the 0.886 is a very common B wave target. So now you guys can see how I use technicals, okay, to draw probabilities. Is to say that, well, okay, if this is a WXY in a ABC inside of your Y wave, that looks great. You label this a B, and now you want to see a C here to the upside. Minimum target usually for a WXY is the 0.618. 786, 121, so it can still extend here to the upside. It's not common to see a WXY tap the 1.618. So, you know, this is a very interesting zone for rejection. 121 also a very interesting zone for rejection. The reason, okay, technically it looks the best. Okay, so first level for rejection is you have your triangle. Everyone, because I see this all over social media, everyone is keeping an eye on this triangle. Price breaks out and it rejects, does not bounce, it falls. Okay, and then it's a WXY, ABC inside of Y, done. So that's your fake out. If the scenario had to play out, I would be very surprised if it rejects here again. And the reason why I say again is because it did it over here. You guys remember this? WXY. Where did it reject? At the 786. WX. There we go. Okay, let me take the brushes here out the way. Here you had a WXY, ABC, and you rejected at the 786. So the reason I'm not really expecting a rejection here, although I will keep an eye on that level, is because this structure is already played out. And I know that the market does not repeat to the T. I know that for a fact. It would be very strange to do that again. We formed weeks and weeks inside of this structure. We had the dump, and how strange would it be to form the exact same thing and do exactly the same thing? So I'm not saying the structure can't play out. Perhaps it's going to reject at a different level. So maybe that is the zone where we need to pay attention. It basically takes the high. Price breaks out. It swings the high, starts trading back below. That is your shorting opportunity. Because the WXY does look the cleanest, okay? But it would be very strange to reject exactly where the previous structure rejected. The market does not repeat. It likes to differ. Or you smash it and you go to the 1-to-1 extension. Lots of resistance in this zone. I just want to see where that aligns from a Fibonacci perspective. Just want to check something here. Guys, I know this is very technical and some people are like, oh no, devil is cooking my brains. I don't know what to do over here. Okay, I know it gets very technical. Yeah, I mean, I spoke about this yesterday as well. If it's going to reject at the 1-to-1 extension, it should not claim the 0.618. So if this is a WXY forming over here, but you can see how beautiful the 786 aligns with the 50%, which is your maximum fourth wave target. And how ironic would it be to reject here, the front running scenario? Okay, because you can see that price got a reaction at the 0.618. It did get a reaction. It got a little bit of a rejection, and then it went to the next level and fell down. Anyways, guys, it's about observing the reaction at those levels, and of course, I will keep the community up to date as the structure unfolds so we can track it. So guys, never easy, no? And you can either have your WXY, maybe it rejects here, or here, okay? Or you're going to have your A, B, C, D, E, point of control, fall to the downside, okay? Shorting opportunity, also profit taking, okay? If you are in long positions from further down, for me at least. Okay, now guys, I think I've basically gone through all the scenarios over here. Okay, so let's go through some questions. Price is just continuing, okay? Price is literally just continuing here to the upside. So without paying too much attention to the smaller time frame, okay, this could be your 1 2 1 2 1 2. It could, you know, it could start exploding here to the upside. And then what I will look for is when you have this, okay, this is another structure that I will be looking at. So guys, for me is I always say that I don't have to count the structure to know how to trade it. I just have to look at the structure. And what do I mean by that? Is that if price now does this, okay, I know that if it starts doing this, okay, it repeats, I'm looking for a short, because now that could be your 3 4 5 4 5 4 5. Okay, volume starts decreasing. You want to see the highest amount of volume inside of that wave, and that's where I'll be looking for a short. So the structure will show me what I need to do. But for now, there's not much for me to do at the moment. Okay, now I can go through some comments. I know you guys want me to go through some comments. Let's go. I think I have a mental problem. Why? What is your mental problem? Okay, because it's like a car wreck, fascinating and can't look away. If you don't like it, why are you watching? Oh, is there someone throwing some stones here in the live stream? I know there's always haters, guys. It is what it is. It's part of the industry. Some people just need to be nasty. They just find joy out of doing that. Stop saying it again and again. Stop saying again and again. Have I been saying again and again? Guys, if you don't like what I'm saying over here, go somewhere else. Like, seriously, guys. If you want to spread hate and you want to be nasty in the comments, go somewhere else. Go spread that energy somewhere else. Okay, I'm just trying to educate everyone over here, go through scenarios and learn together as a community. Okay, Devold, how come your estimated liquidation price in BTCC is so damn low, yet you have 20x leverage? Oh, because I opened the position on cross margin. That's why. By mistake, I forgot to put it on isolated. It's on cross. I'm not sure if you can see there. So it's taking my whole account into consideration, but position protected already took profits. I'm not going to liquidate my entire account over here. That's why you have to have a stop loss in place. Okay, and right, smash the like. Smashed it with the analysis yesterday, Devold. Thank you so much, man. Much love. Be patient. Yes. Do you see it going to highs considering the breakout is from channel trend line just like last week? Yeah, guys. I mean, from a simplicity perspective, we can keep it very simple over here. Okay. There was a breakout. Nice little one that we spoke about yesterday. Oh, not yesterday, last week. We had the fake out. Myself and Andy did a collab together. I told everyone why I'm not longing this. I said I'm interested in longs once we claim the lows. Okay, which we did. Claimed the lows. I was interested in longs, broke out, and we moved up. Tapped the top of the value area range. Okay, always a great profit-taking area. You can see, tap the top of the value area range. Okay, always a great profit-taking area. Then we fell down, and now the question is what's happening now at the moment, because maybe we have another breakout taking place here in front of our eyes. Okay, but I think you've missed it. That's the thing. You've already missed it. If this is your trend, okay, you've missed it. This is where you enter. Okay, well, me, guys, I'm talking about me. This is if I had to play the strategy, because I'm already in this long. So I don't have to play this long over here. But if I did not take this long, this is where you enter. Depending on how you want to manage your risk, maybe your stop loss goes below the previous low or the low of the structure. Okay, but I cannot long over here. That doesn't make any sense for me, because now you're exposing yourself to so much risk and you have so much resistance right above. So risk to reward, risk. There's no ways I'm entering this trade where price is at the moment. No ways. I cannot FOMO into this trade unless you have a trading plan to trade this. Maybe you there, you know, on the 1 minute time frame, and you have, you know, your levels and your stop losses and stuff marked out. So if you're a scalper, yes, you can trade this, guys. If you're a scalper, you can trade that on the 1 minute time frame, but you have to know what you are doing. And I told everyone yesterday, okay, how dangerous it is to scalp if you don't know what you are doing. So yes, it's breaking out. So maybe it continues, guy. Maybe it continues. First area of resistance is the point of control. We have massive volume in this zone. Also, maybe let's see if we have some fib alignment. If I take a fib from the high to the low, it's also the golden pocket. We all know how well the golden pocket gets respected. You also have, if you do a fib extension, the 1.618. So it's a strong area of resistance over here. That could be the short that sends price down. Good. Just about trade management at the end of the day. Okay, and then you form that lower high in the triangle. Okay, I must say, guys, the only thing that doesn't look nice about the triangle, but I suppose it depends on how you count it. Okay, and I know Andy spoke about this as well. I just have to highlight it again in case you didn't watch Andy's live stream. Is that in A, B, C, D, E, and you fall down, you don't really want to see that. It's an impulsive structure. It needs to be a three-wave structure. But I know you can compensate for it. You can say, well, what if this is an ABC? Okay, that's your three-wave structure, or a WXY, or maybe that's an ABC or an ABC. It's not pretty, but you can force a three-wave structure in here. You can. So I'm still giving the triangle the benefit of the doubt, where you form a lower high and you fall down. And that is why it's important that if you take, like me, guys, if you took this long, that's why it's important for me to take profits. Because I'm very aware that this could play out. And then I leave a runner if it wants to continue to the upside. Because that could also still be your W, your X, and your Y. A, B, C, and a Y. So I still want to leave a runner open for higher levels to maximize profits. But I'm not going to take profits here. And then this happens. I had profits, but now I have nothing. So, you know, and I guess I've been hammering on trade management for the last month or so here on the live streams. Just to make people realize how important it is to manage your trade. Okay, let's go through some more comments. When I scalp, my rules have rules. Your rules have rules. I love it. How strict I need to be. If I don't get what I want, I'm not in. Rules. Better miss it than loss. Yes, no trade is the best trade at the end of the day. No, because you're still holding on to capital. Until you make that trading decision where the planets align for you. Great. I couldn't have said it better. Scalpstronaut. I love your analysis. I want to hear it again and again. To take in and understand it. That's how learning works. Exactly, guys. This is an educational channel. Okay. I'm not here on YouTube to show you an entry. I'm trying to teach you how I get that entry. Okay, and if you're joining a YouTube channel just to get an entry, then this is not the channel for you. Yes, I will show you where I'm interested in longing and shorting and why I'm interested in longing and shorting. And for me, that's way more powerful than going onto someone's YouTube live stream and you're just like, oh, I see he's longing over here, let me long as well. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, and that is why I started this channel, because I used to follow those people in the beginning as well, and they got me wrecked. I'm not going to mention any names, but I cannot blame them, guys. I think that's the important thing. I can't blame those people. I pulled the trigger. I made the mistake. I had to learn the discipline to switch off the noise and figure this out by myself. Okay, the reason I have a YouTube channel today and the reason I can speak about Elliott wave theory and all the scenarios and the levels is because I had to unfollow all those people and figure this out by myself. Okay, and this is why I started this YouTube channel and joined forces with Andy, is because me and Andy often talk about it. Yes, education is so powerful, and he wish he had what we are giving you guys when we started out. Everyone trades different. It comes down to risk management, being in the right time, the right place. Exactly. Sometimes you just have to sit on your hands, guys. Many times in the community, I will post an update to say, guys, nothing to do here. Just sitting, waiting. Okay, don't force a trade unless you have a plan. I love this. Aregs, welcome to the live stream. Great to see this. It's Russian roulette. Taking trades from others. Use limit orders. Yes, I mean, if you have a trading plan for limit orders, why not? Okay, 99, just fun fact, 99% of my trades are market executed. I do use limit orders 1%, maybe 2% of the time. Smash that like button. Mr. Willie Feed, yeah, you've been here supporting me from very, very, very long. It's great to see you here in the live stream. Have to learn how to control your emotions, worth practicing and not trade. It's a very interesting comment, Sebastian, because I listened to a podcast a couple of years ago where one of the best traders in the world shared his strategy with 20 people. They did an experiment. The best trader in the world shared his trading strategy step by step. There was no ways that you could get the strategy wrong. And very interesting that even when the best trader in the world shares his trading strategy with 10 people, only one person succeeded in making profits, and all of them had the same trading strategy, but only one person succeeded. And the conclusion that they drew, I mean, it's a long podcast, guys. I think it's 3.5 hours long. But basically, it comes down to people could not manage their emotions. They went in too heavy. So when they got stopped out, they lost too much. Then revenge trading kicked in, so the next trade they went in too heavy again. And by the end of it, only one person stayed profitable. Even if you have the best trading strategy in the world, you could still lose money because your emotions takes control. Very interesting podcast. So doesn't matter how good your trading strategy is, you need to manage or master your emotions. Right, great to see Dewald. Love your work, brother. Always learning so much. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Nico. Always appreciate the mod support here inside of the live stream. I'm sorry, it's not you, it's me. Okay, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, guys. I've basically gone through all the levels and technical levels that I'm watching here at the moment. So if you have any trading questions, I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. I'll answer all those questions. It's Friday. Let's have some fun. So whatever you guys want to ask, okay, let me know here in the comment section. You are one of the most genuine crypto teachers around, Dewald. It's something right, sometimes right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, because that's why I started the channel. And when people write me comments like this, I'm like, okay, I'm onto the right track. I don't mind having a smaller community, but a community dedicated to learning and wanting to better themselves as traders, where I could have a community of, okay, 100,000 people watching right now, and then nothing. Okay, everyone just wants setups and trading signals. Guys, there are many trading signal groups out there. If you want signals, go join one of those groups. I used to belong to many of those groups. Used to. Go join those groups. I can guarantee you, you'll be back here. Guaranteed. Okay. I remember, maybe just a personal story from my side, guys. I remember I was still, I was nailing my strategy. Okay. And I could see my strategy is working, and it's perfect, and it's beautiful. And I was breaking even, making profits, But I needed that last push, and I didn't know what it was. Then I came across Andy's channel. This is how I discovered Andy. And I saw this dude talking about risk management. Okay, I thought I had good risk management, but Andy was the person that taught me the final thing that I needed from a risk management perspective. Risking 1 to 3%. Okay, what does that mean? Risking 1 to 3%. And then I figured it out. I followed Andy, and I was like, okay. And then I realized, it doesn't. I could go back to the signals group, but I'm going to end up back in Andy's channel because he actually cared about his community, and he actually taught them what they needed to hear. Maybe that's a good way of saying it. Sometimes someone just needs to tell you what you need to hear. It's most probably not what you want to hear. Okay, let's go through some more comments. This looks like a strong zone for pullback, but I don't see any weakness. What's your opinion, Devil? Yes, it can. I mean, the strongest area of resistance is still to the upside. Just keeping it simple. Okay. There's your resistance. That's the strongest area of resistance. So price can still chop to the upside until it reaches this level. It's also this 0.618 from the high to the low. It's also a daily level, by the way. Okay. So now technically that's the best area of resistance. The question is, what's price going to do when it gets there? Is it going to smash through? No trade? Or is it going to struggle? Like, yeah, is it going to struggle? That's what I'm looking for to hedge against my long. And obviously, guys, if you are like me, I can just tell you what I am doing from this trade. That, ladies and gentlemen, is where I take profits. I'm not going to close the position, but I'm going to take a good chunk of profits over there. Right. Smash up the like, guys, and leave a comment after the stream. Yeah, that would be much appreciated. If you guys can leave a comment after the stream as well. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, grows the channel. Okay, after the macro 5 wave down, move wave down, complete around 50k. I see some traders calling for an ABC move back up to 90s. I just don't see it going that high considering what BTC typically does. Let's open up a new chart here, because people are now jumping into higher time frame analysis or scenarios. The problem with high time frame scenarios is I can't day trade them. Here's my trading opportunities: 15-minute, 1 hour time frame. I can long, I can short, I can long, I can short. I can make money inside of this range without caring about whether it's a bear or bull market. Okay, so just wanted to put that out there, is that the daily time frame and the higher time frames, it doesn't really matter for me. The only time it matters is from an accumulation perspective into my spot bags, where I'm starting to accumulate. And I told everyone last week when the fear and greed was at 5, yeah, okay, when price was here, I bought. Me personally, I'm just telling you guys what I did. I bought some ETH and I bought some Bitcoin on spot. Because when I see fear and greed at the levels that it hit over here, okay, I'm just programmed to buy the fear. I buy the fear. I don't care if it still goes down, then I'll buy the fear again. But I do not buy when it's greed. Sorry guys, I got distracted. I want to go to the index chart over here. Yeah, let's stick here to the no. I'm looking for the Coinbase one. Here we go, Coinbase, because this is where I have all my high time frame scenarios. Okay, so I'm not exactly after the macro 5 wave move down complete around 55k zone. Oh, so you are basically talking about this one over here. So you have 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4, and you can have 5. You can't have 6 and 7. It's not allowed. Okay, so this has to be the end, or close to the end. Maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can still move to complete this 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that doesn't necessarily have to be the low, because this looks very 3-wavy. It looks like it needs that 4 and the 5 to sweep the lows again in a 5-wave structure. So yes, it can come down here to 55. Okay, but then the impulse has to correct itself, because whatever happens on the smaller time frames happens on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, it happens everywhere, guys. When you see an impulse, it corrects itself. A, B, C, W, X, Y, and it can be a very complex corrective structure, but the goal of the corrective structure is it usually comes back to the 4th wave as a minimum. It usually comes back to this zone. So you have an impulse, you have a 3-wave corrective structure, and you can have continuation to the downside. Yes. And this can go deep as long as it doesn't claim the high. It can go deep. It can go very deep. It can go here to $110,000. So we can take a fib from the high to the low. Okay, minimum target usually for a retracement is the 0.382. Maximum target for a retracement is usually the 786. So anywhere in this zone is most commonly where the rejection or the retracement rejects. Impulse, rejection, anywhere in this zone, and it can fall down. So if you are saying that, well, maybe this is going to be a shallow pump to the upside, well, then maybe it's going to reject here at the 0.382. But then you have to consider time. Okay, so let me explain. Let's say this structure, okay, let me paint it out over here. This is interesting higher time frame stuff, okay? 2, 3, 4, and maybe we're going to make one more low over there. So let's say, let's make it exactly $55,000. Okay, let's say we're going to bounce here at $55,000. Okay, so from a time perspective, when you measure the start to the end, I don't know where the end is going to be, but you at least want the correction to finish after the 0.382. So if price does this, and it chops, and it does this, and it does this, and it just goes sideways, you could have that minimum target and then it falls down. But it's time that is the most important. If price does this, okay, it's not time yet to short. Maybe it slows down and then it does, okay, maybe not that high, guys. Sorry, I'm doing this with a mouse, so sometimes the mouse slips, but maybe it does this. Now that is an interesting short because it's after the minimum time requirement. So there's a lot of things that you need to take into consideration, but you also have to consider that this does not have to be a 5-wave structure. This can morph into many things. Okay. I've got a couple of scenarios here. This is one structure. It's just one scenario that could play out. It's only one. There's a couple of scenarios that could play out over here. There is, let me see. There's this one. This is a very interesting one as well. You have an A, a B flat, and you form an ending diagonal in a wave C. So price still goes up. You have a contracting diagonal, takes the low, and then it bounces. And then you have an A, B, C. And this could be the end, and you continue the bull market. You claim the high. That is an interesting scenario. Or, okay, let's keep the scenario in mind, is to say, and this is where it gets, and this is why I'm saying, guys, the higher time frame, you're not going to, if you want to trade and you're a day trader, there's no ways you're going to make money with these structures. It's interesting to see where price can go, but you're not going to make money with this. It's going to take months for this to play out. Okay. One of the scenarios is you formed a 5-wave impulse that ended over here. You have an ABC, which means the correction is done for this impulse. Price can continue. Or, after an ABC, you form an A. You form a B. You form a C back to the downside. So it can still form a larger corrective structure, but you always have to start with an ABC. Always. You have to start with an ABC. You can't start with a W. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Then, so this is also a very interesting scenario, but it also aligns with, okay, and this is what I love about confluence. Whether this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it bounces, or whether this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it bounces, it's an interesting longing zone. So it doesn't matter how I count it, I know that there is high chance for a bounce in this zone. And this is the beauty for me about Elliott wave theory. Sometimes I have different scenarios, but they point to one direction, or an area where a bounce looks very interesting. It doesn't matter how you count it, a bounce in that zone looks very interesting. I think the most interesting one is, I don't know if I have it here. Yeah, I mean, let's just look at the structure here to the downside. This can be also a three-wave structure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that could be a W, that could be an X, and this could even be a Y that's finished over here. It goes up 1, 2, 3, creates a B or a X, and it goes 1, 2, 3 for a Y, or it goes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a C or a Y. Oops, yo, I don't know what I did there. So it's interesting to talk about these scenarios, but I'm a day trader at the end of the day. So from an investment perspective, I'm very interested in accumulating. I'm very interested in accumulating because I know that there are scenarios that points that with or without taking the low, there's upwards momentum potential. When we get here, there's a downwards momentum potential. So profits from longs, looking for shorts. If price continues, you have your bag that's still running to the upside. But I mean, guys, this is large time frame scenarios over here. Okay, remember to smash up that like button. Guys, whatever happens here in the structure, I will keep the community up to date as the day progresses. If you want to be part of that community, link is down in the description. DM me the word access to this link to get instructions on how to join our community. That is where myself and Andy and the coaches update the community the whole day. That's where I spend most of my time. Okay, so most interesting shorting zone here is still this area. Okay. The most bullish case scenario more locally is it's building nested 1-2s. Okay, you're building nested 1-2s. You want to see that pierce and you want to see this, which by the way presents a shorting opportunity, but it also presents a longing opportunity because after an impulse, you want to see a three-wave corrective structure and continuation. So it just depends on how the structure is going to form over here. If price rejects here, it could be a WXY, it could be an ABC, rejects, falls to the downside, chance to claim the low again, and then you have that triangle. Okay, you basically reject and you fall to the downside. A, B, C, D, E. The one thing I have to highlight, guys, about a triangle, because I've seen this very often, and I'm sure if Mr. Joan is here, he'll tell you the exact same thing. Let me see if Mr. Joan is here. I don't see him. Mr. A Trader Legend, smash up that like button. Thanks for joining the live stream. Great to see you here. Hi, Devil. Can you show the settings for the FIP, the time FIP? Yes. Why not? Let's go into the settings. Okay, there's the settings. I'm not going to keep it here. You can pause the screen and maybe take a screenshot. And that's my settings. What I have seen before I lose my train of thought in a ABCDE, if the scenario had to play out, when you form an A, B, C, D, E, that little leg usually front runs everyone. Usually, and I've seen it in many triangles. This E leg usually front runs. Everyone is waiting for the short and it rejects over here and it falls down. I've seen it so many times, guys. You form an A, B, C, D, E. It's short and it continues. And everyone is waiting for the E to come down lower. Because you have that triangle. Okay. In triangles, it happens often. If it's a genuine E wave forming over here, I would be surprised if it taps the top of the channel and then rejects. I would be very surprised because I don't see that happen often. The E wave likes to be a short little E wavy. Okay, it's just like it's a B, C, D, E, and it rejects. It loves to front run and not come back here. So if this is a triangle, that's most probably what's going to happen. But we'll see how this plays out. Just make sure that you have your levels ready. Thank you. How you see time with geopolitical situation and macro for a possibility to make the move to 100k area moving. Gold, silver. Yeah, guys, I don't trade politics and news. I'm a technical trader. I trade probabilities. And yesterday I actually spoke about it. It's always interesting to me that when I'm looking for longs, good news comes out a couple of days after, and then the price pumps. And when I'm looking for shorts, okay, from a technical perspective, something bad happens. So I really don't give a crap about news. I'm not a fundamental trader. I'm a technical trader. And the reason I'm a technical trader is that the technicals usually shows me way before the news comes out what the next move could be from a higher probability perspective. So when I'm already in the long or when I'm already in the short, okay, and price starts falling or whatever the case might be, I'm like, okay, well, now the news gave people the reason why price did whatever it did. Okay. I'm the same way. Mr. Fat Sonic, welcome to the live stream. Guys, I've unfortunately run out of time. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I will most probably spend some time now inside of the community, maybe see if there's some updates I can provide there, see if Andy is maybe inside the community as well. So if you guys want to join the community, I have pinned the message here in the com section as well. First message here in the pin section. DM me the word access if you want access to the community. Have yourselves an amazing weekend. I'll see if I can do a live stream over the weekend. If not, enjoy. Spend some time with friends and families. 75% of the times, Saturdays are boring. So take a break from the chart, reset your mind, and have yourselves a great weekend until the next one. Cheers for now.